In this question, we are being asked what would the net profit be after adjusting for this error. The error that they are mentioning is in the information above, which talks about an adjustment for a motor van that had been treated as an expense. It tells us that the company's statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st of December 20x5 showed a net profit of $83,600. It was later found that $18,000 paid for the purchase of a motor van and had been debited to motor expenses. It also tells us about the depreciation rate, and so its policy is to depreciate motor vans at 25% per year using the straight line basis. It also tells us that there's a full year's charge in the year of acquisition. So the error we have is the $18,000 that was treated as a motor expense but should be capitalized. In addition to that, the other thing that we need to be careful of is that there is depreciation on motor vans. So if we have an asset, we need to make sure that there is a depreciation adjustment for this also. To correct the $18,000 in the expenses account, we are going to need to remove it from motor expenses and put it into motor vehicles cost. And so therefore our adjustment will be to debit the motor vehicles cost to recognise the asset and then to credit motor expenses to remove it from the expense account. As we are looking for what the net profit will be after adjusting for the error, we need to see what impact that will have on the profit figure. And so I'm going to set up a working. I'm going to start off with my net profit figure that was given to me in the question. So this was $83,600. I now need to adjust for the $18,000 that has now been removed from the expenses account. So this has reduced our expense account, and by reducing expenses, this will now increase my profit. So I'm therefore going to add back the $18,000. The other thing that I need to be careful of is that now we have this $18,000 sitting in our asset account, this should be subject to depreciation. So I'm going to take the $18,000 and I'm going to multiply it by 25% to show me my depreciation charge for the year. And this comes to $4,500. The adjustment for this is then going to debit my depreciation expense account and credit my accumulated depreciation, which will be in the statement of financial position. This $4,500 is now being treated as an expense, and so therefore it will impact on my adjustment to profit. So I should include it in my working. Now looking at this expense, this has been an increase to our expense account, and so therefore this will reduce my profit, and so therefore I need to deduct my depreciation charge, $4,500. Finishing off my working now, I can then look at my adjusted profit figure, and this amounts to $97,100. And so our net profit after adjusting for the error is $97,100.